listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. Buckle up. Rough roads ahead. Remember to heal people. If you see somebody that's troubled in the face, if you can, hopefully you can read. Hopefully you can empathize. Whether young, middle aged, or old, you can heal it. So I was over at the Walmart by my house, and they're cutting down on certain products at certain WalMarts, and it's one of those things. The most. Whatever you buy the most of, they stop carrying. Again, we don't know if that's spy craft, real, or a curse, or unaffiliated, or a curse. I was over there, and there was this black guy that was coming around a corner to get in his vehicle. I guess he let somebody out, and he just closed the door and was coming around the driver's side, and I was pulling up, and that was at that section where you let the pedestrians go. Well, this guy had, something, muscular dystrophy, cerebral palsy, something, but bad, and he had crutches. At first, I didn't know how bad I couldn't sense it, but afterwards, he walked by my vehicle, and I could see every step was like a sprint. But I was sitting there, and a black guy came around, stopped, looked in my window, like, should I go to my door? So God had him look at me. When he's looking at me, my hand was like extended, in a healing gesture, while that young guy walked across, or I guess middle-aged guy walked across. So again, that was a good visual to maybe help that person understand somewhere in life. Like they might see me before they wake up. And God, remember that, give them that vision of me, and they'll start doing that. Like before I woke up, there was this guy on his bike. I found myself doing it later, because how do you heal people while you're holding onto the handlebars? And you take your palms and you hold them up. So he would do that to me, like in a gesture of saying hi. But I do believe it was a black guy. I do believe when I saw him, he was healing me. And then there was the guy that went across, the older guy, and he drives past me, and it goes, he's got one of those bells, cling, cling. He drives the opposite direction on the trail. And he goes, cling, cling. One of those bells. And on his shirt, it says Rain Man. So it's like weird, like that was almost like the Matrix waking up. But I was singing this song, let it rain, God. It all came together. But I kind of wish we were back there and I actually had a real life, right? But that is what it is. I had more than a real life in reality. I mean, again, when you get to the scriptures, and I try to tell my friend that was my neighbor, but now is like my enemy, but I still help her. Because I can't call her my friend. She trashes like all the time, right? But I still helped her, as she needed. But I tell her, you're in the wrong church. I said, churches are telling you that you're going to have showers of blessing, which is fine, but the Bible actually says that you're going to suffer. So you would actually suffer and she was she was really into praying for people. I've never seen anybody quite as into it as her back when, Now she would just burst into prayer. Somebody would tell her something, and she'd tell them about Jesus, and then burst into prayer. So again, I tried to tell her, you're suffering for that. Every person you heal, you have to pay for on this planet, including people in the church cursing you. They just got deeper into the cult. And she started, again, I can read what she's doing. In the end, she started like judging me when I didn't give her money. And I at that point, I realized because that's kind of what they were doing to her in the church. So she would give him money. And she's homeless. But, and if she wasn't healed, it was her fault. I mean, the reality of it is you can't heal everything on this planet because this is not the Father's kingdom, but you can heal things. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But every time it does something. In other words, if I heal you and you don't heal, I've healed some energy that's causing you not to be healed away. We just don't have the sufficient power at this point to completely heal that person for whatever reason. Yeah, just like the stock market. It's just a matter of time till God took it down. And I didn't say anything. I was going to say something, but I didn't. I can't believe how rule-minded these people that moved in here are. They walk all the way over here to smoke a cigarette every time. I don't think anybody else does that. Obviously, with the cigarette butts, I'm saying no, they don't. Getting a little warm, but it's not that warm like it's been. But it showed that, like in the later afternoon, the sun would pop out and the clouds would diminish. Still cloudy, but not as cloudy. So I got to go chill for a little bit inside, I guess, before I do my next walk. Stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.